Ladies and gentlemen, yogis and yoginis, welcome to the Meditation and Service Show. We are live on Facebook and YouTube.
It's good to see you all again, and I have a question for you. Are you happy with the world? Is it just like you want it to be, nothing to change, all good, all perfect? Well, then this show may not be for you because we would like to see some changes.
That's right. This world has lots of scope for improvements. We want to see a more harmonious world where everyone has their basic needs like food, clothes, shelter, education, and medical care when needed. But isn't that a utopian idea?
Well, I don't think so because when you meditate, you will start to change. During meditation, our mind is stretching and mind is expanding. And a stretched mind becomes a flexible mind. An expanded mind is less egoistic, want to do something for the society, want to help others. So I don't think so.
That sounds too good to be true, but it's correct. So then the question is, why doesn't everyone wants to learn meditation? And to find the answer, we have invited a special guest.
But remember, this is an interactive show and we want our viewers to be involved. The topic today is, can meditation help to change the world? And we would like to hear your opinion about this. And throughout the show, we'd like you to ask questions and give us comments in the chat.
All right, Dada, let us bring our guest in. So he's starting meditating in the year of 1977 and became a monk in 1985. He took his yogic training in India and Nepal and has worked as an acharya, a yogic monk in South America, Africa, and now in Thailand and Southeast Asia. He has a special passion for social change and he has been a social activist since he started meditating in the year of 1977. Ladies and gentlemen, give a warm welcome to Dada Lilananda. Welcome, Dada.
Namaskar, thank you.
Namaskar, good to see you, Dada.
Yeah,
Dada,
welcome to our show.
Yeah.
Dada, tell us, we want to hear a little bit about you. Who are you? Tell us a bit about your journey and why did you decide to become a monk?
Well, it's very simple actually. I had some spiritual experience, and then because of that, I could not deny the reality of the spiritual world. And so after a human being experienced this thing, I guess for everybody, I guess there is no other thing better to do than to pursue this reality. So I didn't really have much choice after having experienced what I experienced. Other part of life didn't appeal to me anymore. So like that. Yeah. But it is question of personality, no so much for everybody the same. Yeah.
Right. But what did you experience? What was so special?
I experienced that there is one reality which is, you can say one entity or one reality or one mind if you want, because I experience is like a mind, like one mind in everything, in everything, in myself, in all the others. I found out that I am made out of this mind. I am this mind also. I felt a kind of in our philosophy we call this Madhuvidya, which is called the sweet knowledge, the knowledge of honey. And Saint Francis of Assisi, the Christian saint, he called this sweet understanding. Yeah. So this is it lasted for some time, few weeks, and then after that it faded away because I was not a saint or anything like that. Still, I am not. And so I was desperate to get it back. After you get something beautiful, that it fill your life, and then you lose it. So you get really desperate. So that's why I am a desperate yogi.
Uh, Dada, we know, there are many different style of meditation. So, what is the special about the style of meditation that you practice and also you teach? Please tell us about it.
I think all form of meditation are positive, are good. But meditation, yeah, in the real sense, meditation is one. It means it is the flow of the mind towards the spiritual idea without interruption. So, in order to achieve that, we have to calm the sensual mind, the mind related with the body, uh, which is we call conscious mind in Western psychology. And also we have to concentrate the subconscious mind because the memories, all these things, they make the mind very much fluctuating. So to calm the mind, we need this, withdraw the mind from external world and concentrate the mind and then direct the mind, excuse me, direct the mind towards the object of meditation. And this direction, this part that I explain now, I think it should be common to all the type of meditations if it is a real meditation. And then directing the mind to the object of meditation. It may vary according to the techniques. So somebody use form, symbols, and some other like jantras or mandalas and other things. We use sound. So we use mantra, and the mantra, the sound, direct the mind, represent this idea, embody this idea, and the mind through the concentration on the mantra, it flows towards this idea. So that is the more or less our technique in very short.
Yeah. So Dara, can you explain that it seems like those who practice this style of meditation, they often become very socially engaged and become social activists? How come?
Yeah. I think a spiritualist, let me be a little bit like brutal. Yeah, a spiritualist which is not engaging in social activities is a hypocrite actually, because let me say like that, a bit selfish. So when we do the spiritual practices and we feel the the sharing of this world with the others, and we feel that we are part of one reality, and we are all brothers and sisters, including animal, plants, and everybody. So naturally, we develop some love for the creation. That is a natural thing. And of course, if we don't do anything about it to solve the problems of others, uh, it it doesn't really reflect the spirit of spirituality, yeah, of meditation. So I will say, yeah, not only a social activist in this particular world that we live now. I'm sure that the a spiritualist, a practitioner of meditation, must be a revolutionary, not only a activist.
Oh, it's big words.
Yes, big word.
So, how can meditation is facilitate such radical changes in a person's mind?
Yes, meditation give a change in the person mind. This doesn't happen overnight, or maybe to somebody it happens, but generally it doesn't happen overnight. But in due time, the contact with the divine, the contact with the spiritual aspect of our mind. You see, we are not going to any place outside of ourselves. That's why it is called self-knowledge or self-realization. only that the potential of our mind, it is not fulfilled, it is not utilized. We are stuck in the sensual and rational mind. We don't go above it normally. Yeah, not everybody. But when we do that, then we another world open to the mind. So of course we understand many things, and gradually certain instincts that we have, everybody have, like greediness and selfishness and jealousies and this kind of stuff, they become much less prominent in our mind. I cannot say they disappear completely, but uh, other instinct become more dominant, like compassion, this and that. And so, of course, there is a radical change. And the radical change is the direction. Normally, people today, unfortunately, we are matter oriented. So we feel that our goal is to achieve material things and to be successful in that. And so we do many nasty things in order to get that. And we create a very bad world, actually, bad society. But when the person is enjoying the spiritual bliss, then he know that what he wants is this, the spiritual enlightenment. And then the material things are still important in the life, but they are not the goal anymore. They are the means to achieve something else.
Oh.
Of course, there is a change of direction.
So when one learn meditation in your tradition, one is introduced to moral principles of yamas and niyamas. It's like not harming anyone in any way and not stealing, speaking the truth, etc. Why is it so important for a meditator to learn about ethics?
Oh, it is extremely important. Not only to learn, they must practice it, because we must practice it, because they regulate our behavior, internal and external. So these principles of morality. And in this way, we start to dominate our instincts. Without these rules in our life, our instincts are free to express. And then you see, in the past, when I was young, there were this hippie style like that. And then we are thinking that time that the freedom is the expression of our own desires, the expression of our own instincts and like that. But this is not the true thing. Actually, we are enslaved by this aspect of the mind. And without Jamaniyama, it is very difficult, almost impossible to overcome this. Apart of that, it gives also a social order, a social harmony. We can live in peace with everybody.
Right.
Yes.
So if someone wants to learn this style of meditation, Dada, what would you advise them?
The advice is if somebody wants to learn, the advice is don't waste any time, because life it is very short. It looks like long when we are young, but now that I have become a little old, it looks like, wow, it passed very fast, and I didn't do many things that I'm supposed to do. I waste a lot of time in my life. So yeah, don't waste your time. If you have the desire to do something good, like meditation, but not only meditation, anything that you want to do good, please do it immediately. Don't wait time. Contact a teacher, yeah, and yeah, they will tell you how to do that.
I see that, for example, in India, it's a tradition that many they wait to learn meditation until their career is over, they become old, they become wise, and then they feel now it's time for me to start my practice. Why not wait?
When I was in training, my trainer told me, you see, when you are young, you can renounce this world. But when you are old, it is the world that renounces to you. So the point is, there is also a question of energy. When we are young, we have a lot of energy and vitality, and so we can succeed in better. When we are old, the vitality become less, the energy become less, even the mind. And so it is always good to learn, even if you are old. But if you are young, it's the best.
Right.
All right. So here we have. So let's summarize it. That so can meditation help change the world, basically?
Yes, meditation can help, but not enough. But it can help in the sense that
Mhm.
this world, this society is organized from us, from our mind. So we are the one using the technology. We are the one inventing this and that and so many things. So it is the human mind that use the technology to make a bomb or to make a machine that can save a life. It is the human mind. So if the human mind is selfish, if the human mind is greedy, of course, they will create a disaster in the society. So changing the mind through meditation, it is important because we can evolve our mind in this sense, and then we can use the mind with benevolence. So of course, this is very important. But to sit in meditation only, that is not important. That is not enough. We must use the mind that we have. So we must, of course, be active in the social aspect and be revolutionary, like I said before. So be revolutionary without only outside, without being revolutionary inside yourself and changing yourself, improving yourself. It doesn't bring a good result. It brings only a change of people who will dominate the society. But these people who dominate the new people who dominate the society, they have the same instinct like the old one. They are still greedy. They are still materialistic oriented. They are still selfish. And so, of course, what good they will bring? Maybe the intention were good, but then they found out that they were in the power. Their instincts are very strong, and then they become enslaved from their own instinct. This is the story of all the revolution until today.
Dada, we have some questions to you from the chat, and we have many guests with us today, and we can see Peggy is here with us from Singapore. Good
Uh,
morning, Singapore. And we
Good
have
morning, Singapore.
we have from Canada, we have our dear friend Dada Sheila Badrananda is with us from Toronto.
Oh,
Mhm.
I know him very well.
And we have from Jiran
Yeah. We also
Khalil
have
from,
somebody from Philippines.
right, from
Rama
Montreal.
Krishna from Philippines. Yeah.
Oh, very good. So means everything is in my area.
Yeah, it's your fans around the world. So we have a question
Yeah.
from Dada Sheila Badrananda. You mentioned about revolutionary. You mentioned a meditator should have a revolutionary spirit, and he asked, in what sense isn't revolution usually related to violence?
Yes, a revolution, Mao Zedong, no, is not a dinner. The point is, revolution is related to everything. It is internal and external. So speaking about external revolution, we have to change the world. So to change the world, first of all, revolution must not be a reaction to injustice only. It must be the revolutionary must have a vision, must be motivated by love. He must have a vision to build something, to construct a new society. So he must have a design. We have that, but anyhow, this is not the time to talk about that. But the point is, to achieve this design in certain situation, physical force may also be necessary. But of course, mostly we need to educate the people, to show them how they are exploited. Like today, people are economic slaves, but they don't know. They think they are free. Yeah, because they vote every 5 years, every 4 years. They vote for their president. They vote for their parliament, but and they call this freedom, democracy. So means that the persons are feeling that they are free. This is the very uh, masterpiece of exploitation, where you exploit the people and they feel that they are not exploited. So this is really a masterpiece from that point of view. But the point is, you are free to vote, but how much free you are? Because you have to eat, you have to have a house, you have to have this, you have to have that. And in order to have that, what do you have to do? You must work. You must work for whom? You must work for the one who own the business, who own the money, who control the wealth in this world. So you are economically, you are a slave. So this liberation must be there. So we should not forget that the focus should be economic liberation first. Political freedom is a farce if there is no economic liberation. So this is the thing. So in order to achieve that, not everybody will agree to change voluntarily. And so at a certain point, it may be necessary in certain cases, in certain countries, in certain place, the use of force also. We cannot deny the use of force 100% all the times, though it may be the last resource.
Right, right. Yeah, this is revolutionary ideas indeed. We have the impression that meditation is everything is flower power and hippie. Um, so this is a different ideas, Dara. We
Yes.
have another question. We have another question to you from Peace. His name is, and he
Okay.
said, Dada, can spirituality improve the current problems in society, um, such as racism, economic inequality, justice system, relationships?
Yes. Spirituality surely will do. Actually, without spirituality, we cannot do. Spirituality is a need of the day. That is the point. Because it expands the mind, it creates a better mind. And so when you feel when you feel that you are part of something that is one, how can you feel a resist mentality? You will feel that everybody, everything is part of your family. So this is why a spiritual person develop love for the creation, not only humans, but animal, plants, even the inanimate uh, entities like the air and the water, etc., the planet itself. So the point is that to feel this, to develop this mind, it is the first step is very good, but it's not enough. Then we have to do something about it. And so there is the necessity of activism in the political, in the social aspect, in the cultural aspect, in every aspect, and so of the human lives. And so it must be combined. There is the internal development and there is the external struggle. So the struggle is internal, external. Internally, you fight with yourself, with your selfishness, with your greediness, and all this stuff that we have, all of us. Externally, we have also to fight with the system that favor uh, this kind of instincts. So, of course, spirituality is necessary
Mm-hmm.
because if I fight externally but I don't fight internally, then in the end, I am the same person like the one I fight.
Right, right. Um,
Yeah.
so did we?
So Dada, we often hearing, spirituality and the service is kind of equal. So there is a question from Jaswan from Singapore, I guess. So he's asking
Ah,
about
I know him.
meditation and
Australia.
seva or self service. Which one is more important as the key for the spiritual progress?
I will say they are more important, both of them. But if if we have to choose, then at least you do the meditation. Yeah. If you cannot do the service, at least you do the meditation. Yeah. But yeah, the service will help you uh, in the meditation because to do something for others it expands the mind. It helps the process of meditation. Yeah. So, but if we have to do, we should not become like the old Indian yogis. In the old Indian yogis, they go to the cave in the mountain, and then they do long meditation for many years. And my guru called them the spiritual capitalist, because they achieve some spiritual knowledge, but they don't share with others. So they accumulate spiritual knowledge, but they don't share. So we don't want to become a spiritual capitalist. Whatever we can do for the world, we must do.
Right, right. Wow, this is interesting. This is a revolutionary ideas for sure, Dada. This is very good. We will move a bit further on in the show, but first a little bit more greetings from the chat. We have Parmeshwari Linda May from Singapore is here with us. Good morning, Singapore. More from
Yeah, good
Singapore.
morning.
We also have here um, Nadia Navas, Nandini from Guatemala. And
Oh,
in
very
Guatemala, we have already evening. Good evening, Guatemala. Uh, we have Shanti Devi. I'm not sure where Shanti Devi is, but good evening to you. But we will soon do a bit of meditation. And but we will first bring in one more guest to the studio. We have another guest with us today, and she's a musician, and her name is Kamala, and she is originally from the United States. She has been meditating for over 40 years, and she lives in a spiritual cooperative community in Australia's Sunshine Coast. Her mantra music has a worldwide audience, and the two albums she made, Awakening and Heart of the Mystic, became big hits among kirtan lovers all over the world. Please welcome to Sister Kamala.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be with you.
Nice to have you here, Kamala.
Nice to have you.
It looks like it's summer your place, is it?
Summer and it's midday. It's very nice to share with people from around the world. It's amazing what we can do.
It looks very summerly. Very good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. It just finished raining.
Wonderful. Kamala, we noticed that many musicians, they do meditation. Do you feel there's a relation between music, creativity, and meditation?
You know, I think not just many musicians meditate. I actually think meditation's become extremely popular, which you did refer to that earlier. So I feel that, it's interesting. Western society's been a kind of self-centered society for quite some time. And if you continue in that way, you have to find out what the self is. So people are pursuing happiness in so many ways, and eventually they're finding out that it comes from a source. So I think it's more than just musicians. I think it's very popular. But yes, meditation and music are so beautifully combined, because music brings you to a higher place, and meditation helps you find that creativity to express something beautiful. So it's a lovely combination.
Mm-hmm. So, Kamala, you have made several albums with mantra music. How does mantra music affect people's mind?
It really is amazing how elevating and powerful mantra music is. So there's different levels. You can listen to it, which I hope you will, and just having it there in the background uplifts the environment. And then you can sing it by yourself. And when you're singing it, it's great if you're going through a difficult moment or even just a difficult thought process. Just singing some mantra music will change that and turn it around. And probably the most powerful is when you sing it in a group with others. And I've seen vibrations change so strongly when it just changes the whole vibration. I've actually seen people when there's a long, when people are singing mantra music together over time. I've seen people, actually even one person was healed of chronic fatigue, and it raises the spiritual vibration. It's so powerful and it's so beautiful. I actually saw in the chat, I think someone asked about their cat, and my cat's in here listening. I think it affects everything around us when we bring in that powerful vibration. Yeah.
Wonderful. There's
I think we shouldn't be human-centered in terms of the effect.
you have a fan in Singapore, Peggy Q from Singapore. She's saying, I'm a fan of Kamala's music.
Lovely. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So, Kamala, we will do a short meditation soon. Would be nice to hear some of your music, some of your mantra music before we start the meditation to put us in the mood.
Well, I'd be delighted to share. It's certainly different playing live, and I hope we can express the feeling. You can. Mantra music always comes across, even across the world. And so what I'm going to do is I'll sing some mantra music, and I'm going to start out. There's some spiritual words to that I'm going to bring in to start with. So it's a devotion, a spiritual song, and that's going to turn into the mantra singing. And that spiritual song is a feeling that came to me when I was meditating very early in the morning in a beautiful place. And just like Dada was talking about, that spiritual feeling can be so beautiful. So the song is very short, just expressing that feeling. And then I'll sing the mantra. And the mantra that I'll use is a universal mantra in Sanskrit. And the words are Baba Nam Kevalam, which means that the divine uplifting consciousness is in all things, that love is in all things. It's a beautiful universal feeling. If you are there, you may like to sing along. It's so helpful to bring us into the feeling of meditation. So let's see how we go. We'll start with these words of the song. In the early light of day, I am here. In the early light of day, I am here. With you, with all I see, I'm one. With you, with all I see, I'm one. In the early light of day, I'm here. In the early light of day, I'm here. With you, with all I see, I'm one. With you, with all I see, I'm one. Baba Namo Kevalam, Baba Namo Kevalam. Baba Namo Kevalam, Baba Namo Kevalam, Baba Namo Kevalam. Baba Namo Kevalam. Baba Namo Kevalam, Baba Namo Kevalam. Baba Namo Kevalam, Baba Namo Kevalam. Baba Namo Kevalam. Baba Namo Kevalam. Baba Namo Abenamo Kevalam, Abenam Kevalam, Abanam Kevalam, Abanam Kevalam, Abanamo Kevalam, Abanam Kevalam. Babanamo Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam.
Now sit in a comfortable position. You can sit on your chair, or you can sit in the sofa, or you can sit on the floor. But try to keep your back straight. Close your eyes. Let the world around you disappear and try to go deep, deep within. Try to focus your mind on one tiny little spot. And that little point, that little spot, that is you. That is your existence. And try to imagine that all around that little point is that infinite Baba, that source of love, that source of bliss, that origin of everything. Try to feel that Baba all around you and direct all your emotions, all your love towards that. There's only you and that Baba, there's nothing else. Only think about that Baba and repeat the mantra silently within again and again. Baba Nam Kevalam. Now take a deep breath and try to feel the ground under yourself. And move yourself, move the trunk, move your shoulders, move the head. And slowly can open up your eyes again. Yeah, hope you are feeling good, that the meditation was blissful and loving. I think many of you will be able to feel a special feeling of love and bliss after the meditation, even though this is a very short session, a short meditation, because since it's a live show, it's a bit difficult for us to sit and meditate for a long time. But when you meditate on your own, later on, you can meditate much longer, of course. Try to meditate maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes or maybe even 30 minutes if you can. And you will definitely feel the difference. And if you like to listen more to Kirtan, to this Bhavanam Kevalam, you can go to YouTube and you can search for Kamala. Kamala Alistair. You can search for her and you will find more of Kamala's wonderful, beautiful kirtans there on YouTube. And she is actually on all the different media platforms. So you just search for her and you will find her all over the place. Didi, we need to move on. You are muted, Didi. You are muted.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So now we come into our next one, 1001 Nights. So in the past week, we discussed the three principles of Yama and Niyama, why they are very important for those who meditate. Today we look at the fourth principle, that is aprarigraha, which means simple living, or we can say non-luxurious living. But first, let us talk to Kamala. Kamala, so you know that you have one song related to Yama and Niyama, right? So would you like to perform that song for us?
Oh, you are also muted, Kamala. Yeah.
So that'll have to be you. You'll have to unmute me. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. You're unmuted.
Thank you. So I work with children quite a lot. I work with the Neo-Humanist School here. And I've written a song that's quite simple, but it encapsulates all the principles of Jama Niyama. So I'll just give you a hint. You'll hear in the first two lines, non-harming and truthfulness in the first two lines. And you'll hear about a simple life too. So see if you can catch the principles as they go by. I won't do harm in any way. I'll tell loving truth in all I say. I will not take what is not mine. And know a simple life is fine. I love God shining in all things, in all that breathes, grows and sings. Neat and clean inside and out, contented with just what I've got. I'll serve all beings whenever I may, and study good books every day, and deep inside be shining bright. Silent meditation, I'll know God's light.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Very, very calming and very
So beautiful.
centered and wow, lovely. Thank you.
Well, you can't practice principles if you actually don't remember them. So the song is helpful to actually be able to remember them, and so you can check every once in a while. Am I doing that?
Right.
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah, the
one of
song
the
is really very
principles.
helpful to remember all the principle.
And one of the principles you mentioned was a simple life is fine. And that is what we will talk about today. Simple life. And this is the fourth of the yamas. We have now mentioned three of them in previous show, and today we come to the fourth one, aparigraha. And aparigraha means simple living or non-luxurious living. You know, human mind has many desires and always wants things. We want a nice dress, we want a bigger house, we want a better car, and all these desires makes the mind very extroversive. While meditation is what we can say an introversive movement. We try to go deeper and deeper inside the mind. We try to experience something, the deeper aspects of ourselves, the higher aspects of ourselves. So the stronger our desires are from that, anything on the external, in the external world, the stronger that desire is, the stronger that extroversive flow becomes. And the stronger that becomes, the more difficult it is to go within. So that's why it is very important for those who meditate to try to gain some control over those desires, to control that strong extroversive flow. This does not mean that we can't have any desires. It is human to have certain desires, but we need to find a balance. We need to gain certain control over it. So aparigraha means to take control over those desires for the material, anything on that material world. And do we have any questions from the chat regarding aparigraha?
We
Or
haven't
maybe we
seen
can
anyone yet to ask a
maybe we can
question about the aparigraha, but we welcome if anyone want to ask. But so we invite our guests, Dada Lilananda and Kamala. I do have a question for them.
yes.
You know, I
Yeah,
love the
welcome back,
saying.
Dada and Kamala. So, Dada, I have a question for you. From morning to evening, we are bombarded with advertisement and clever marketing strategies. What can we practically do to gain control over of our desire for material wealth?
Well, of course, meditation is very helpful because it somehow it isolates us from these influences, and it connects us with our inner self. So this give strengthen our real personality, and we are less dominated. I say less, not completely. Yeah, less dominated by the external influences. So that is very important. On the other side, the application, of course, of these Yama Niyama principles, in this case, a parigraha, become very important because one must ask himself or herself, sorry, do I really need this or not in my life? I remember Mother Teresa one time says somebody wanted to give her a house in Italy, but she didn't want. So she refused. She said, "No need, thank you." And then all the her assistants, they were upset. They said, "Why you refuse? This is a very nice house, very rich and very expensive. Why you didn't accept?" And her reply was, "What I don't need is a very heavy burden to carry." So this is the spirit of aparigraha. Actually, what we don't need, we are carried with ourselves unnecessarily. So following the principle can be a little bit artificial in the beginning, also after some time, in the sense that I restrict myself to have certain things because my impulse is to get everything. But I say, no, I don't need. So I impose to myself a discipline. This is the importance of the principles that we spoke before, you know. And then it becomes natural. We modify our personality like that. It is not that our mind is like this, that is like a stone, it cannot be changed. No, even the stone change, but leave it aside. But we can make our mind as we want, because our mind is our instrument. It depends what we are, not our mind. Remember that our mind, we are using the mind. Our mind is an instrument that we have, and we can tune the instrument to the needs, to what we want to achieve in the life.
Yeah, wonderful, Dada. Kamala, you told us earlier that you have done some research about the relationship between happiness and wealth. What did you
I'm
find
really
out?
fascinated by the idea that wealth is no longer, we know scientifically that wealth and happiness are not necessarily linked. So there's a lot of happiness research, and up to a certain amount, people need enough. But after a certain amount of money, people don't get any happier. And I feel that this unlinking happiness and wealth is very fundamental in our society. And in fact, minimalism is a movement that's growing because people find that their life is actually easier with less. And so I don't know, here in Australia, in the wealthier societies, people are overwhelmed with what they have. So there's like Netflix shows about people clearing out their house, learning how to unburden themselves of so many things. And so yes, so the research about happiness. I'll just say one other story. I really love this bit of research. So there's a bit of research that's been repeated in many universities. They would bring in students in the morning, and they would just do a quick test of their emotional state, happiness state. And they would give, say, nowadays it might be in Australia, $50 or $30 to the students. Now, one group is told that they're to spend the money on themselves that day. And the other group is told that they should go out and spend it on someone else. And at the end of the day, they come back in and they do their emotional happiness test again. So what do you think? The people that spent the money on someone else are much happier by the end of the day. Because in fact, we're learning this, that it's service that gives happiness, the sense of purpose, the sense of being part of something bigger. These are the fundamental parts of happiness. Accumulation is not what makes us happy. We need enough, but we don't need too much. And too much is actually detrimental to our mental health.
Yeah, wonderful. So thank you so much, both to Lilananda and Sister Kamala. We need to move on. We are coming towards an end of the show, so we would just like to first to introduce our next retreat. It will be an online retreat, and this will be from 10th to 13th March. And all are welcome. It's a retreat specially designed for beginners, those who are new to meditation. And we will learn about, of course, about meditation. We will learn about the different aspects of meditation, how it affects the body, how it affects the mind, how it affects our development. So we will have to learn also about chakra, understand what is a chakra, and where are they located and all that. We will talk about, we will even learn some cooking. Once we did it, there will be some vegan cooking class.
Yes, there will be some cooking class during our retreat.
And we will learn about different yoga postures. Why is it important for a yogi to practice yoga postures, and how will it help to control our mind, control the restlessness of the mind, which is the biggest challenge when we meditate. And It will for sure be a wonderful retreat. Didi and myself will be there.
Mhm.
Plus, you can see on these pictures, we will have
Yes.
Dada Dayashilananda will be there, or Dada or Monkey up in Canada, and Didi Ananda Hita Prabha, which is in Texas, which also join us for this retreat. And we keep very low price. We will charge $25 for the retreat. It's more a symbolic fee, and we want everyone to join. And here you can see in the bottom of the screen now, you can see the website where you can register for the retreat, ampsnysconference.org. And you can also find the link to the registration you can find on our Facebook page, the Meditation and Service Project. We are the Meditation and Service Project. You'll find us on both on Facebook page and as a Facebook group too. Please join our group. Please join our page. Be active. Write your comments. We want your interaction every day, all the time. Without you, there won't be any show. There won't be any project.
Yeah. And every week we will still continue our show. And like today, we are so happy to have Kamala and Dada Lilananda. We've been learning a lot of things from them and hearing the experience. And for next week, we will have Didi Ananda Dewa Priya. And our topic next week is going to be about service. And next week's our show is going to be on Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah. Tune in to the show next
So,
week.
yeah, I hope to have you all next week.
And our guest next week, Didi Ananda Devapriya, she's a yogic nun and she's a super dynamic lady who is highly passionate about spirituality and social service. And she's running a special project in Romania, and we would like to hear about that. So please join us next week for the show. We need you there. We need your comments. We need your questions to Didi in the chat. And again, big thank you to Dada Lilananda and to Sister Kamala. And thank you for being with us. It has been wonderful. It has been very enlightening. And to all the viewers, have a wonderful
And of
week.
course, thank you also to everyone who is joining us from different part of the world and makes this show is become very interactive and very meaningful. So we'll see you
Can I
again
give you
next week.
a little music to go out on?
Thank you, Kamala. Thank you.
I walk
Yeah, sure. Beautiful.
in on the path of love, Mother Earth below, Father Sky above. I walk in peace on the path of love, Mother Earth below me, Father Sky above. I walk in peace on the path of love, Mother Earth below, Father Sky above. I walk in peace on the path of love, Mother Earth below me, Father Sky above.
Namaskar.